What's happening? Y'all feel good? Say yeah. I'm going to take this hot-ass coat off in 2 seconds. I just want y'all to see the whole outfit. Capricorns? Is it still Capricorn season? Okay, you lucky. I want to bring out 3 individuals that I think represent Atlanta great and very well on the fashion side, just the lifestyle side in general. First, I would like to bring the beautiful Skye to the stage from Sets by Skye. She's my spirit animal. And we did a little Coca-Cola thing on accident. We ain't even plan it. And she got on Dickies. Give it up for Skye, y'all. Next, I'd like to bring to the stage my brother from another mother. He is the creative director at Wish, Renaldo Nehemiah. That Code 5, boy, that Code 5. And last but not least, he's a legend in Atlanta as far as I'm concerned, the owner of Motor 404, Kwassi Byll-Cataria. How's everybody feeling? Y'all good? We're taping this tonight, so by the time we get to the Q&A, please don't blurt out. We will pick individuals, and we will go from there with the conversation. And I'm sure there's a lot of fashionistas in the building tonight, so we will definitely involve you in the Q&A too. If you have comments, just keep them brief. I don't know if you all know everything about Virgil. If you know everything about Virgil, put your hands high. You don't. Let me help you. Virgil Abloh is an American fashion designer, entrepreneur, artist, and DJ who has been the artistic director of Louis Vuitton's menswear collection since March 2018. Abloh is also the chief executive officer of the Milan-based label Off-White, a fashion house he founded in 2013. Can you show them the original? That's an original piece you got on. Stand up, Kwassi. Turn around. Okay, great. Yeah, that's his original. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, he is also a trained architect. Abloh, who also worked in the Chicago street fashion scene with one of his first offerings, the Daily Making Dollars tee. Chicago's in the building? Fashion Geek Zoe, are you in the building? I got this information. I got a cheat sheet. He also had his first collab with Leaders, a famous streetwear movement out of Chicago, designing the chain tee with his then company VAA LLC. Did anyone know he had a company called VAA LLC? We're learning tonight. This is going to be a learning curve for all of us. And personally, what I'm most proud of is that he is the first American of African descent to be named artistic director at a French luxury fashion house. Give it up, please. Time magazine also named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world. So how many people remember the first time they saw Virgil or heard of Virgil? Not many? I'm loving this. There was an infamous photo taken by a photographer by the name of Tommy Tan, and it was outside of the Comme des Garçons show, and what is obviously widely circulated on the net, and it featured, can we get that picture up there on the screen? It featured Don C, Taz Arnold, Chris Julian, Kanye West, Farnsworth Bentley, and then it featured an unknown Virgil Abloh. No, that's us. Super fly, that was dope. Don't forget you got, that's Virgil. Yeah, we're gonna go. It's cute. All right, great.
Keep it going.
That's Virgil on your far right. Did anyone know that? You ain't know shit. No one is scared of anyone in this room. For those who didn't know, now you know. That started, that's actually those Yeezys were the Louis Vuitton Yeezys that everybody was going crazy over when he did his Louis Vuitton offering, his first Louis Vuitton offering. So we're gonna start the first question, and I wanna open this up to our amazing panel. What do you think Virgil's contribution has meant to Atlanta fashion culture? And you'll see some pictures behind us of some of the Atlanta artists that have been wearing. Skye, no, yes? Well, you obviously have it on. Just cut that on right there. There we go, switch it up.
Virgil has made an amazing impact as far as like fashion and art, and also has given the opportunity for a lot of people to actually step outside the box, to actually make a difference in fashion, in the fashion world, because we're living in the days where people wear more casual leisure wear as opposed to wearing a suit. So now everything's more so streetwear.
Renaldo Nehemiah.
Um, he has made a major impact. The influence of everything that he has done for me as a young black male, from the South, or just a young black African American male, period, to strive to do what we was not supposed to do. Giving me the inspiration to being a young black creative director in a city that's powerful and being powered by African Americans. It gives me the strength every day to see the iconic things that he's doing, for me to say I want to do the same thing, to take Atlanta to the world as well and speak for Atlanta to the world as well, and everything that I do, being a creative director at Wish. So by him being that staple, that trophy that I can look at every day and study, is my inspiration to, do that.
Right.
Yeah, I think it allows us to be able to think outside the box. We see someone who's doing something like that looks like us, and now it allows us to think that it's tangible for us, men and women alike, black and brown.
Right.
So it's very important.
Absolutely. I think he blew up because he made bigger clothes.
Bigger, like...
I think there was a time when, no bullshit. I think there was a time where designer clothes were not made for black men. I think that there was a time, even when I started Ryan Kinney, the problem we were having, and we were the second black designers ever in Saks Fifth Avenue, by the way, with Ryan Kinney. But, go on, hello? What, that's...
Ow!
Aaron, we need shots. Aaron, Yema. But I think he kind of hit a mark. I mean, he was making things that could fit athletes, that could fit, oversized people. And I think that, when you saw, black men have shoulders, we have butts, we have guts, what I'm talking about? And I think he literally coined it and hit a home run with it. Because if you think of his first offering, which was Pyrex, it was a whole... it was a whole thing. Like, they were big. He took the flannels from Ralph Lauren. He printed on the back of them. I think, Zoe, you told me there was a flash sale at Polo when that happened. Zoe, where you at? Fashion Geek Zoe? Hello? Are you here? Come on, this is my cheat. Zoe, stand up, Zoe. Stand up, Zoe.
Come
this
on,
is
bro,
Fashion
stand
Geek
up.
Zoe. He has Geek out of Chicago.
Woo!
Right.
So the rumor has it that there was a flash sale at Ralph, right? And he bought all the sizes and he painted Pyrex on the back, right? Okay. And they had huge sizes. Okay, cool. I want to have all facts, and we're gonna get to the facts. I want facts. So if I call your name, you stand up, goddammit, you say something. I need facts.
No one is safe, apparently.
No one is safe. I'm coming in the audience with the microphone, especially to the white people. Okay, question number 2. How do each of you characterize Atlanta streetwear? Now, I don't want to set you up with this question, because you're from LA originally,
Oh, me?
right?
Okay.
Aren't you from LA?
I'm 100% from
And
LA, yes.
Dickies is a LA Atlanta thing too, right? We share that, right? But how do you characterize Atlanta streetwear? Because Dickies is totally Atlanta streetwear. I just wore a Dickies suit to cassette 2 weeks ago.
So honestly, I think Dickies is a special case because it's universal. This is like the poor man's uniform. That's what it started as. So it's not just an LA thing. It's not a Southern thing. It's a U.S. thing. Everyone wore these when they went to work. So it resonates.
But I don't think everyone had the tailored fit before Atlanta. I'm just
I
saying.
mean, this is an evolved fashion.
The new
look.
Dickies has the tailored.
This
Yeah,
is-
I mean.
This is 2020, okay? But everyone can relate to this in one way or another. Either someone's grandfather wore this to work, or in 2020, someone's panel speaker wore it to a panel.
Sets by Sky.
All right. It's relatable, but it's practical, and that's why I like it. That's also like why I like Dickies in general, or anything like this, a jumpsuit, because I can wear these to work. I can wear these on a set, and then I can take my shoes off, put heels on, and go to dinner if I want to. So it's kind of universal and versatile.
Love your style. Renaldo, creative director of Wish.
I mean, Atlanta, you know, influenced me through my whole life. I mean, growing up in Miami, Florida, I mean, my favorite group, you know, was Young Bloods. I mean, I tell everybody all the time, the
Beat me to
flyers,
it.
the flyers guy that I used to look up to in Miami when I was growing up was Big Gibb. He was the flyers of them all. I mean, he was charismatic. He just like, yo, listen, I got attitude. I'm riding my box Chevy, and I'm gonna, you know, still be me. And you know, growing up in Miami, that's all we ride is donks and box Chevys. I mean, I was like that in college. I go to Walmart, buy my Dickies, even though they was I was like a size 28 back then. I was wearing a size 34. You know what I'm saying? So
About that life.
right, it still is in a more, you know, curated way. But Atlanta always like you know, Andre 3000 said the South has something to say, and every time you see somebody from Atlanta, it's an air about them. All of my friends that are genuine from Atlanta that I meet, that I love and respect, this is confidence of like, yo, listen, I'm from Atlanta, I'm from 166 Old National Road, you know, Metropolitan Stewart Avenue. This is what you gonna get.
Okay.
And,
Addresses.
Bees in these streets, though.
Look. You know, Ronaldo style some of your favorite rappers. Kwassi, before you answer, I want to give the people a little bit. Kwassi started selling me clothes at Ralph Lauren, and he took that knowledge of his customer base, opened a store by the name of Moto 404, which he has today.
That's correct.
And the genius about this man is that, you know, when all these, you know, fashion houses from Europe were making all these things that didn't fit, high armpits, low waist jeans, he went out into the world and found the same silhouettes and cuts, but things that fit us. And I just want to commend you for that, because it's unheard of for an independent owner to be in business over 15 years selling
sir.
fashion in Atlanta.
Thank you so
Yes,
much,
sir.
Kenny. Well, thank you, Kenny. I want to also elaborate at the fact that Atlanta, when I first moved here in 1996, right after the Olympics, was incredible. It was a city where I was growing fast, and I was living downtown Atlanta at a loft, and I noticed the style was more so the classic Cortez, Nikes. It was like the dope boy fresh look with baggy Levi's and an oversized white T-shirt. So we've graduated from that to the point where we have Virgil that's now making an amazing collaboration with like Nike and making it a cooler version of what fashion is, you know. So our style in Moto 404 is more so international, where we actually reach out to the global market, where if it's a Japanese style, if it's an oversized look, you can still have a cool effect where you're actually expressing yourself without thinking twice. You know, kind of like rolling out of bed and just pulling out a cool outfit.
Yeah, and I want you to just elaborate a little bit more, because I think that, you know, being in business over 2 decades, basically, and happy new decade to everyone, by the way. You know, this is not a new year, this is a new decade, child. But seeing Atlanta go from, you know, because when we moved here, you know, it was really, you know, the Southern music was starting to ascend. You had LaFace Records. You had So Def, Rowdy Records. You had all these things starting when you came, or starting to actually peak when you came.
Right.
But I just want to talk about how you could talk through the history and the evolution of the fashion here.
Sure. Once upon a time, Atlanta's fashion, when I worked at Lenox Mall, actually at Ralph Lauren, my first retail job ever was at Lord & Taylor. So at the time, I think, for the most part, I was in college at Clark, and I couldn't really afford. Yes, sir.
CAU?
CAU. So Clark was very fashionable, and coming from New York to Atlanta was an amazing just change in my life, just for the fact that I went to HBCU school. But the fact that I met some of the most amazing people there, and to this day they are my friends. I remember just, you know, being a New Yorker wearing a lot of outdoor gear like North Face, and I've just kind of seen fashion in Atlanta just change to the point where we're actually wearing more high fashion brands. So it's incredible.
Yeah, I think for me, with Atlanta fashion, I think it's grown into the metropolis that it is. I think because of all the beautiful people that moved here to either go to school, to pursue a loved one, to whatever. You came last year in high school. I think Atlanta's built up of so many different cities, and those cities have poured into Atlanta and now has, attached themselves to not only fashion but music and everything else that has to do with lifestyle. But, I remember coming here and it was country. Like, that's how people referred to Atlanta. They referred to everything Atlanta country, their style, their music, their whatever. And I had a certain affinity because of the tempo of the music. And I would go off the reservation because when I first came to school, Atlanta didn't fuck with the colleges. It was like, you go to college, don't come over here. But because we were in the street a little bit, we were allowed to go play. And I think when I first went to Cascade, when I would go out to Old National Highway to make my runs, like I was immersed into the culture. And to be honest with you, Atlanta, unlike any other city in the world, that was its own thing. And then as the people started coming in and making their families here and growing, because I've been here almost 3 decades, and to see where it's at now, it's a true metropolitan city. It's a true thoughtful city in its offering. We're not only leading in music, we're not only leading in tech on a lot of levels and what Paul is bringing to the city. We're not only, I would like to really dissect on who spends what. I would believe Atlanta would be in the top 10 in the world. So, I like, and I want to challenge everyone here, like, how many people are residents here, live here? Like, and how many of you are not from here? Like, this is your home. Like, this is your home. Wherever you're from is cool. Everybody on this stage was not born in Atlanta. How many people weren't born in Atlanta? I want to see that. Grady, baby. What? Georgia, okay, so there's another hospital besides Grady. We just learned an important...
Hold on. Shelly, where's that at? Okay.
Well, the fact that it was another hospital makes me feel whole. Because all you hear is Grady. But I just want to say this is our home and keep repping it the way we do. I'm going to get to the next question. How do you think having this exhibition... How many people have seen the exhibition upstairs? Okay, well, those who haven't, after this you'll be able to see it. But how do you think having this exhibition affects or inspires the creative culture or trends here?
Can I speak on that?
Absolutely.
A whole lot. Because if you look at the history of this, Virgil picked the exhibit to be in Chicago first in his hometown. Then he brought it to Atlanta. He could have chose any city else in the country or the world to bring it second. And for him to bring it second, that just shows the impact that we have, that the world is watching and people don't even realize it.
I agree.
You think about all the dope brands out of Atlanta like Cease and Desist, Raunchy, All Friends Welcome.
BRNS.
BRNS, Original Fani. All of these dope
Fresh
brands. Huh?
Fresh I Am, Blessed
Fresh I Am,
Tears.
yeah. You got to think about these brands that actually live in Atlanta that is moving throughout the world, that is influencing, because a lot of our rappers are wearing them. And if anybody don't think that these guys like Virgil and them are not paying attention to what these young designers are doing in Atlanta, you'll be crazy.
I appreciate you saying that.
Thank you.
I really do, because I think that he might not get the credit for that. And that is I'm sure he could have went to New York, or he could have went anywhere, and he brought it to Atlanta. Do you guys have any more energy with that?
Sure. One thing I appreciate about what Virgil has done is to actually express himself with the political aspect of life through his art, and also the fact that fashion is at its best right now, ever, where it would be in 1,000 years. Because working at Ralph Lauren for me was a suit and tie kind of thing on a daily basis. But I started off at Polo Sport, where it was more casual. I was actually shopping this past holiday at Louis Vuitton, and I walked into the Louis Vuitton store, and I noticed a scarf that was an American flag made out of fur with a Ghanaian flag. And I was amazed by it because it was like a piece of art. I was like, wow, this kid is amazing, where he's actually expressing his native roots. Me being West African native, I was touched by it because, as far as like the culture is concerned in Atlanta right now, we're like the most powerful state of emergency, man. It's crazy. There's a lot of good things happening in the city. We have the Tyler Perry thing popping. We have music. We have fashion. And we have people of all walks of life. So, hey, let's get it, guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sky?
I was just gonna say, I think it's interesting. I think we all should need to consider the contents of the exhibit, like the pieces that he chose to display. I don't want to spoil it for those who have not seen, but
It's a whole bunch of rugs up there, y'all.
it's quite vast. Like he covered a lot of bases with this exhibit, and the fact that, to your point, he decided that he felt Atlanta could appreciate all of the different aspects of the exhibit is really important, considering the fact that, to what you said earlier, Atlanta used to be a place that was a joke to people. So I think the city is the pulse, and I think it's important, and people are paying attention to it. To your point.
She ain't lie. People used to try to hate on Atlanta all the time.
Not
All them
anymore.
side conversations. This next question is gonna resonate heavy in here, and I'll be the first to say, I am one that really tries to find the value in Virgil, and not that, like I said, I'm most proud that he is the first American of African descent to lead a men's fashion house in, French fashion house, but, whatever it is. I said it earlier. Rewind the tape. We're taping this, by the way. But I had a bad experience. I'm a host. I host all over the world, and he ran in the booth when he was gonna DJ after Q-Tip and I one time, and he was just so arrogant. So ever since then, I've been trying to hate on him, but I can't. I try. I'm light-skinned. I'm a Scorpio. I try. But I can't, because I think his offering is too special. But I want to read this, and then after we give you our opinions, I want to know your opinion, because I'm going to fry him a little bit. Virgil recently made these comments on Days. Virgil said, "Wow, I would definitely say it's going to die." He's referring to streetwear. Like, its time will be up. In my mind, how many more T-shirts can we own? How many more hoodies? How many sneakers? I think, we're going to hit this, really awesome state of this is his words, expressing your knowledge and personal style with vintage. There are so many clothes that are cool that are in vintage shops. Like, people don't already shop in vintage shops. And it's just about wearing them. I think that fashion is going to go away from buying a box fresh something. It'll be like, hey, I'm going to go into my archive. Skye, I know you're a vintage shopper. Now.
Yes, this is true.
Not in 10 years. Talk to your people.
Well, first of all, I kind of have two different opinions on. I'm going to play devil's advocate on my own opinions.
Politically
actually.
correct. I'll be the asshole.
I'm a little bit of an asshole in this situation too. Okay. I was a little disrespected by this because, first of all, you have the most popular streetwear clothing brand, and you are saying that it's gonna die. So I'm just trying to figure out, are you just trying to push the culture for a second and then pull out, or where are we going with this?
Where are we going with this, Skye?
It's one side. It's just one side, and you can respond to that if you'd like.
You want to finish?
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
finish.
All right, the other side.
Kenny got something to say.
We're very excited to hear. The other side, I have been shopping in thrift stores since I was in a stroller with my grandmother. There's no outfit that I go out in that does not have a vintage something a part of it. This, etc. So I.
Yeah, that Coca-Cola lunch pail, though. You murdered that.
Okay.
No promo.
No promo. So I am personally excited that he feels like there is a new hope for the vintage world, but it hasn't gone anywhere. There is an entire subculture of people that specifically go to thrift stores to find personal pieces to accent outfits. So they'll go to Neiman's and find an outfit, and then they'll go to a thrift store and find a brooch as an accent piece. So it's not, we're still doing that. But I guess I'm okay with him shedding some light.
Renaldo? You look cozy as a motherfucker in that coat, boy.
Very comfortable. Yeah.
Shit me.
For him to be boldly, to feel like you bigger than what made you, is kind of weird.
Ooh. Okay.
So.
We need that. We need to sit back down in that.
And for me personally, streetwear would never die because I was raised in the streets, and so streets is a guy that is fresh.
Cut your cameras on.
My OGs and the guys that I look to, up in Miami, we wore Dickie outfits and Wallabies and Chucks and Clarks, and my uncles in there told me, don't you ever get dirty, and I just give you money because all the girls gonna love you as long as you look good and you smell good. And I live by that motto to
Ladies,
this
is
day.
that true?
So.
You want a thug? I know you.
But I say all of this to say streetwear is just not one genre. It's like music. You cannot take away something that impact the world. And at the end of the day, Atlanta's a big representation of streetwear because streetwear is just not, streetwear is high end to me also. You get what I'm saying? The evolution that we're starting, and I'm going to just say this to be honest, at Wish is a new definition of what streetwear is going to be. We're going to raise that standard. So when he says that streetwear is dead, so I'm going to say, well, listen, when you come to Rich, you're going to pay homage to Atlanta.
Hold on. To say streetwear is dead, you got to be from the motherfucking streets. You cannot say I had to. I'm sorry.
As long as there's a middle class and a lower class, there's always going to be streetwear.
Yeah, but
that's where it came from.
This is my issue. I'm sorry, Kwassi. You get some burn to say.
That's fine.
We talk about culture vultures, and we talk about them being white, but we have our own culture vultures. How do you create a brand called Pyrex?
I got it on, actually.
How do you create a brand called Pyrex, and you can't tell me off-white don't mean
they're white?
You hear me? And I'm just confused how when you're ready to move on in the sin, you leave a whole culture behind. I'm sorry, you go ahead. I got something else to say after you, Kwassi.
Well, I come from a different era where when you actually bought fashion, it was almost like buying a piece of art. So at this point right now, to be quite honest with you, fashion is at the point where when you're buying a hoodie, it's almost like you're paying $1,200 for a hoodie, and then all of a sudden you see it on sale for like $300, you realize that it's oversaturated. There's no more value to it, and everybody's gonna have it. So that's the game right there, right? Where mass production takes place, and then he mentions that streetwear is dead because he's made his money. Now he's moving on to other things.
But
Yeah.
can I say one more thing, too?
Wait, hold on, no.
Come on, light-skinned brother. Let me just say one more thing.
All right, go ahead.
He's quite
Go ahead.
upset.
And then another issue that I have. You're not from Chicago.
Well, hold on.
No.
Fashion Geek Zoe, is he from Chicago? Is he
That's
from
what I
Illinois?
was about to say. That man out there
Wait, no.
is the legend
Hold
to
on.
be.
Hold on. Zoe, is he from Chicago?
It's the Zoe show.
Because,
now.
I'm from D.C., but people from Alexandria, Virginia say they from D.C. Oxon Hill, Maryland, they say. Is he from Chicago, Zoe? Alonzo Jackson. Fashion Geek, Zoe?
So, but I'm gonna tell you a quick story
Get him
though.
in trouble.
In Vegas, almost 15 years ago, I was in Vegas with my godfather John Monopoly and him, and I saw this Fashion Geek rhinestone hoodie going up this escalator. I chased him all the way down and was like, bro, you got to give me one of these. I never got it because this is why. He was ahead of his time. He was doing a rhinestone with the geek that Kanye wore that everybody went crazy over. I sent him a text a couple of months ago, maybe a year ago. I said, bro, listen, you have to bring the geek back with the rhinestone hoodies. All right, G, I got you. Next month later,
G.
Chinatown Market came out with the same hoodie with the same colors with the rhinestone. When I tell you I called him, and I was livid because he is the streetwear god to me.
Dope.
Show
you for
respect,
flying,
Virgil.
Thank you for flying down here, too. Give it up for Lonzo Jackson.
Right.
You know, I had to have somebody from Chicago in here if I was going to talk shit. Now, let me talk my shit. So, you know, let's go back to him saying that vintage will be the experience in 10 years. It's because he's making all that big boxy shit that's going out of style. And this is where self-serving superheroes get on my motherfucking nerves. You got to always remember he's from the Kanye School of Universities, you hear me? But all I'm saying to y'all is, as leaders in your prospective fields, as responsible humans, we have to deliver messages that are not self-serving. This is a selfless life, or it should be. And I think he said that, my personal opinion. I don't know if any of the Fantastic Four agree, but he said that because all the shit he making now is going to be in the thrift store, so ain't nobody going to want that shit in 10 years. That's my personal opinion. Now, I'm amazed that he is the first American of African descent. What I say earlier? I want to say that again because I'm very proud of that. And that takes us further and further in our plight to get what we came for. I am saying, though, it is irresponsible for you to take streetwear culture, launch your career, and then say, nah, it's going to be done. It's never going to be done. As long as poor people have vision and want to create,
Exactly.
the streets will matter. And there's always going to be a disparity in class. You know this. So I just want us to be focused and hold people responsible, but also give them their credit, because, again, I am proud that he is the first American of African descent to be in a fashion house. Now, what I want to do is, can I turn the lights up just a little bit, guys? I'm going to pick a couple of people. Now, it's some free game going on in here, so if you have questions, I've been getting DMs, please feel free to ask them. But if you have a question and or comment, I'd just like you to raise your hand. I'm going to send Aaron to you, and you can get your thing off. You got somebody already?
No, I have a mic too.
Oh, you got a mic too? Let me get this
On both sides.
gentleman right here.
First and foremost, thank you all for coming. Second and foremost, how's everybody doing? All right, so you give this man, you give this man some energy. Come on, like, how's everybody doing? Come on, right? Good. Clark Atlanta, we love it, all right? My name is Joshua Burrell. I'm a Morehouse College junior, cinema, television, and emerging media studies major, and journalism minor from
Yes,
Columbia,
sir.
Maryland. From Maryland, parents from Southeast.
Okay.
You know, family already, right?
Southeast
so,
by the shrimp boat.
Plant-based lifestyle. But, all right,
Come closer to the stage. I want to see your face.
You came prepared.
He got a paper.
Matter of fact, come on stage. Get your
Come
whole
on,
life.
say, oh.
Oh,
Stand right there.
okay.
All right, let's go.
You ready?
Let's go.
You ready? Let's go. Okay. All right. So, considering all things considered, how do you all think street fashion would develop away from fast fashion or high fashion and take more of a local or regional urban influence? For example, a lot of my friends make clothes, and I'm thinking that, you know, we're gonna go from less of Gucci and Prada and things like that to like, my friend makes some nice clothes, I'm gonna buy that off him, and I'm gonna represent myself through the people around me, what they make, you know? So what are you all's thoughts on that?
Well,
Yeah, I could say. Well, I think when you have,
Shh, please.
we're going to just speak on Atlanta. That's what we're supporting at Wish.
Guys, I'm sorry, Renaldo. Could y'all just keep it down a little bit, please?
Well, the great world and the great family over at Wish, we more in supporting the community in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And my thing was, as I became a creative director, I wanted to take Atlanta to the world and to showcase young, talented designers that deserve that right, and to make them as high fashion respected as Gucci, Louis, and all these other respected brands. And it all just come to the point that the community has to support y'all. If I see a young designer, your stuff is fire, I'll buy it. I have to present it to the guys that may be at Wish and say, listen, I believe in this brand, that this brand deserves to be represented in our store that the world looks at as an establishment of Wish, because once a young designer gets into that store, that changes your life. So then when Barney's or somebody come talk to you, now you have the legs saying that this city and this foundation of Wish supported us. So the thing is that the community, we just have to get behind the young designers and push y'all just as well as we gonna push anything else that is major.
Yeah, Skye and I had the opportunity to come to Clark Atlanta University during the Revolt Music Conference, and there was a festival of sorts, really. I mean,
Market Thursday.
Market Thursdays. See, she's not far removed from college. I'm 20-something years out that motherfucker. But what you need to think about, young blood, you need to think about how can you put your clothes or your friend's clothes on someone's back. I think a lot of times, especially in a city like Atlanta, people are like, how can I get on? Well, they walk through Lenox every day. They walk through Phipps every day to buy something. Run up on them. You see them little kids out there trying to sell water and candy and everything else? Go on, sell your clothes. And I would encourage your friends, even on a Market Thursday situation. You know, I remember when I was in the AUC, the formerly defunct Morris Brown. No, anybody? Okay, great. We love. Okay, 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 great. I went for a semester. So, but I would encourage the AUC to figure out some type of unity or union, rather, where you can put those collectives together and have an offering like a Market Thursday. I think it's a beautiful way. You good? Thank you for your question. We got one more question coming?
One over here.
Okay, let's go. You like being on stage, don't you, player?
I'm like, hi, my name is Ada. I am the co-founder of a brand called Floor Plan, and we do we do thematic retail experiences that change on a yearly basis. And I wanted to know how will retail influence streetwear as retailers are going out of business, but new retail ideas are starting to come up.
Kwassi? Did you understand the question?
I understand the question.
Can you say it one more
And
time?
Your mic was a little off also.
We can't see your face either. It's a little nervous.
You gotta stand up, Ada.
Yeah, stand up. boss
Hello?
lady.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Stand
Oh, there
up.
you go.
Hi, I'm
girl.
Ada. I am the co-founder of a brand called Floor Plan, and we do thematic retail experiences that change on a yearly basis. And I wanted to know how, as Macy's and other big box retailers are closing, how can new emerging retailers help streetwear brands, beauty brands, these emerging entrepreneurs thrive? Well, I have two. So
has,
what
yeah.
is the
Well,
another?
well, to answer your question, right now, in our new era, there's social media. So social media is one of the things where you can actually, kind of promote your business. And for the most part, have you ever worked at a retail job at all? Pop hotels?
Pop-up shops.
Pop-up shops, okay. So, with me, my personal experience started off with my first job, like I said earlier. It was Lord & Tailored, and then I moved on to J. Crew, and after J. Crew, it was Polo Sport. And once I stepped into the Ralph Lauren world, it was amazing, the fact that this man just created this lifestyle, and then I crossed over to the men's suits. So I learned so much. It was like going to like a school of fashion, And as you know, fashion changes. What goes around comes around. So for this particular question, I would say to actually keep striving and don't give up and keep promoting your brand. And also be specific about your target market, Because a lot of times I've noticed in Atlanta, people kind of think, oh, a sweatshirt and a T-shirt is a clothing line. No, it's not. It's a whole collection. And there has to be a certain lifestyle behind it also. If you look at, people don't know, Andre 3000 had a clothing line called Benjamin Bigsby. And Benjamin Bigsby actually launched at Barney's and also launched at Neiman Marcus. And most people really weren't aware of it at the time. They actually pulled it because the sales were pretty low. And it was kind of like a spin-off of Ralph Lauren. It was the equestrian lifestyle where he sold you the fur jacket, the rugby shirts, and so on. So my thing is most boutiques and vendors want to actually see a lifestyle. If it's like a equestrian lifestyle, or if it's like I don't know, cycling or something like that. If it's just a hoodie and a saying, it's kind of like blah, But one thing, again, the fact that this is Virgil's show and we honoring him, there's a lot of cool things that you guys
And
gonna
we
see.
frying them a little bit.
Well, to be honest with you, minimalistically, he's impeccable, and he's done so many political things in fashion that if you're able to see it, you'll understand it. So it has to be a message behind your fashion sense, You know, because you can't think for yourself. Sometimes you got to start slowly and gradually. Once people get a hold of your brand, then you can express yourself freely.
One thing before the gentleman screamed out brick and mortar, I personally think that you don't need department stores. I think if
Exactly.
you are in your prospective markets and you want to have a foundation, buy property and sell your stuff on your property. I think that, you know, to Kwasi's point, we have an opportunity with social media that is unheard of. So there's an online component, but I think people want to see you. I think they want to see your brand. I think they want to have an experience. And like the gentleman said, I don't know who said it, but he was dead right, because I think that, I'm sorry? Blue, thank you.
My brother Blue
Appreciate it.
with the hat on.
But I think that it should be some ownership in the properties. A lot of this rent, and I mean, you've been renting, you know,
Yeah, for 14 years
for 14
now.
years.
In Buckhead.
and
And the rent keeps going up.
Yeah. But it's nothing like owning your property and paying it off and having your stuff for sale.
I 100% agree. I also want to let you guys know that you guys are doing an amazing job, Ada. Like, you guys are absolutely amazing. You guys just opened, and you guys are making waves. So congratulations to you guys on that. But also continue creating this world around the brand. The brand is new right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't create this world around it. So figure out exactly who you're targeting, and then push that. Create these pop-ups in there, and then also move. Your space is like concrete for now, but also you said your background is in pop-up shops. Do pop-up shops in Atlanta that push your business back to your brick and mortar. That's fine. The city is big and it's also small, but people talk. So make sure you create this world and then also bring the business back.
Another thing
I
that-
agree with the pop-ups.
Yeah.
I agree with the pop-ups.
Another thing that actually works too is visuals. You know, it's a lifestyle. Again, even when you're working at your workshop or getting ready to set up your shop, do a short film to kind of show the world what you're working on, and people are really loving that nowadays. Or even go live online. You know, just don't buy your likes and your followers.
Dope. We got some more dope people with dope questions.
Do you want to?
Aaron, you just pick one with the hand up. I see yellow. Or is that sherbet?
It's pink. Hi.
Pink.
Yes. My name is Anita Bryant. I'm from D.C., South Dakota Avenue.
Okay, real
Okay,
DC.
Real D.C., yeah. What I wanted to ask you is, in D.C., there are designers that are trying to amp up the manufacturing infrastructure. I'm wondering what you guys are doing to improve manufacturing of your products to create jobs and give you all longevity.
Yes. Well, first and foremost, I was inspired from Washington, D.C. to do fashion in general. When I was growing up, do y'all remember EU the Butt?
They too young, bro.
So there was a song. They're not too young. Everybody know the Butt. But there was a video that you might not remember, and they had this store called the Madness Shop. And the Madness Shop inspired me beyond belief because it was the neighborhood shop, and they would always make clothes to match back to your sneakers. I see, you know, remnants of that in Chicago with Fashion Geek Zoe, not that he got it from DC, but just the neighborhood shop is always respected and valued because, you know, they grew up with the person, they know the authenticity behind the brand. As far as fortifying opportunities and, you know, manufacturing for smaller companies, I think, like my son is 15 years old. He has a clothing line called BRNS. His mom and I, to your point of pop-ups, went to our friend on our first collection, and he gave us his store free of charge. We made $42,000 in 2 days. And he didn't charge me. But I think those are the things that help business. We are a community. We are a village. It takes a village. If I know manufacturers, printers, graphic designers, I'm totally willing to share. And I think a lot of time as creatives, y'all, we don't want to share because we think that someone's going to steal our swag when no one can do you like you. That's one. And then two, if you're a real creative, a new idea comes up in a millisecond. So don't be afraid to lend your manufacturers, your distributors, your creative graphic designers, people that you know can help someone out because, you know, just like the question back to department stores, those are dinosaurs. People aren't even consuming in stores like they used to. So it's going to take new creative ways and obviously us helping each other to go forward. Anybody else?
I have the mic right here.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Can you stand up, my brother? Oh. I can't see. Cut the lights up in the audience a little bit. This shit is embarrassing. There he is.
That was a dark skin joke?
That D-Map. That wasn't a dark skin joke.
That was a dark skin joke. Listen, damn.
I couldn't see that nigga. That's my friend.
Well, listen, I would like to add some clarity to a lot of the Atlanta questions. I'm from Atlanta, the West End. We were not a joke, Skye.
Sorry.
Yeah, and we were not country Kenny. We consider Southern. This is just a Southern area.
Hey, D-Map, don't you ever disrespect your brother, your big brother in public. You not being from out of town.
I said I was providing clarity.
Okay, all right, I love you.
It's my
Continue.
perspective
Yes, that's
from
what I
being
was
from
saying.
LA.
That's what
But
I
I
was saying.
appreciate it.
So as streetwear designers, I totally understand what Virgil was saying because urban birthed streetwear. And if you remember, urban doesn't exist anymore. So streetwear has to birth something new. It has to evolve. That's what fashion does. And because he's in that position, he's not leaving us behind. He's telling us that we were designing $35 T-shirts. Now we can design $300 T-shirts in a luxury platform. So if we follow the path that he's making, then we're able to put ourselves in a position to not only like thrive, like Ada is asking, or like the young man is asking, we can now make real profits and actually make a life from being designers. It's a very difficult path.
Preach.
D-Map actually designed the first collection for my son, first, second, and third. Thank you,
I didn't
brother.
know you was gonna say that.
Yeah, thank you. No, but I agree with, and we're gonna go to the next question, but I agree 100% where the evolution conversation comes in, but the word street is never going anywhere. Where isn't going anywhere. So however you phrase it, however you wanna call black people urban, all that shit is connotation. I'm talking about the spirit and the selfishness of the statement. And that's where this is the first American of African descent in a luxury house. You have the world on your shoulders. You have the responsibility of generations on your shoulders. You cannot discourage someone who is in the streets from creating. That's discouraging, and we'll go to the next question. But thank you, D-Map, for clarifying all of that.
First off, I admire everything you guys are doing. I really love what you do, Kenny, with just from college, being a promoter, all the way to what you've done now and the legacy you've created.
Thank you.
But my question is, where in a moment did you guys turn your passion into a legacy that you've created and a business for yourself? Because at one point, you were just a fly kid in high school, or you were just a popular kid in college. And that's kind of something that, I've always kind of thought about myself.
That's a great question.
Very good question.
Thank you for shouting me out. You know what? Who was popping before Instagram?
Individually.
Yeah, put them motherfucking hands down. So for me, I think I realized my superpowers when it became no longer about me. And the first time I got some real money, I took all of my best friends, gave them $40,000 a year, and we moved to California. And I felt like growing up as friends, it was my responsibility because we said we were going to do things together. When we moved to California, we started this record label. We had a girl group called Dream. He loves me. Okay, great. Biggest debut girl groups behind the Spice Girls. But when that started happening, everybody's passion started to arise. I think, in life, you think that, your friends are supposed to go with you. They're going to go with you all the way. I think for me that was the defining moment. I knew I had things to offer. I knew that I can offer them to millions of people and not just the 10 that moved with me to LA. But I think that was a defining moment. And then it was about teaching people what I know. You know, D Nice and I have this thing called the Nice and Burn Show, and we're creating a curriculum where we're going to colleges and universities to speak, because all history is stories about things that happened in the past. All English are really kind of stories of things that happened in the past. And I think hip-hop culture, lifestyle culture now, black culture, it's so important to share what we know. And I think that was the defining moment for me, because I wanted to share what I knew. I had an unconventional story. I had a non-traditional blueprint. I was a convicted felon at 18, single mother. Like the whole, if I was the poster child, put it on the screen. Oh, they don't have it. If I was the poster child for he ain't gonna make it, it'd have been that. So I just think that, you know, selflessness, guys, this goes back to my dear from DC. Like, we have to share all the information. We have to share all the information. We can't hold all the information so close to our chest that other people cannot benefit from, because I think that we're doing a disservice. But that was when I jumped off the porch. Okay.
A cocky person to talk about it, but super humble about it. But my question to you, and of course I understand all of y'all are busy. I've been in your DMs before and asked about 3 years about being a mentor. But Kenny,
Yes.
I'm asking you.
You fucked up, Ronaldo. Why ain't you at? Why ain't you? Why ain't you?
Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
But real talk.
I'm the most non-social media person.
No,
he's
it's
the
cool.
most
It's
non-social
it's
person.
our respect. It's our respect. I ain't throwing you under the bus, player.
No,
I
it's
promise
okay.
you I ain't. But
I
no,
promise.
real talk though. And I actually open this up for all 4 of you, because a closed mouth don't get fed. If you will be open to possibly mentoring me, because I want to take at this point I work with the mayor. I actually have a Culture Fest day in my city in Augusta, Georgia, August 25th. So we've been doing it.
She's shooting. Hold on. She's shooting the hell out of her shot. Give her the mic. Give her the mic. I'm gonna say this. Hold on, Nardo, and then you can defend yourself. I tell everybody that wants to be mentored, let me see your face in the place. If you're around me enough and we have a conversation, we connect, it's organic, it's easy. So don't nobody ask that shit the rest of the night. But anyone in here that knows me, I speak to everybody. I answer every question if I'm in the vicinity. But I think the best way for you to get on is to show people what you have to offer, and we'll go forth. You want to defend yourself because she fried you a little bit?
No, she's a queen. Hey,
Fry her.
bro, I don't go back and forth with no woman,
No, just
bro.
playing. Who got the next question, y'all? Somebody. I'm sorry, Aaron. Hey, Fedora.
So can you be my mentor? No, I'm just joking. So I'm from Atlanta and went to Howard. So
HU?
you know. So coming from Atlanta and going to Howard, I feel like that kind of made me think differently about fashion. But I kind of want to bring the conversation back to Virgil and even Dapper Dan. Like, why is it that we have to attach to these high fashion brands? Like, there's so many designers in Atlanta, DC, LA, New York that have poppin' shit, to be honest. So it's like, why do we have to attach to high fashion? Like, why can't we seek out these people on social media and use that? And then when you do get the platform, as Virgil, people talk about his attitude all the time. I mean, I can't say which way. But Dapper Dan, even on the Breakfast Club, he kind of was on some, I'm trying to be international. It's like when you get to a certain level, you leave the community behind that basically gave you all your swag, everything that you have, all your making.
Well, let me just hold on. The Dapper Dan situation is not accurate. Dapper Dan in the 80s, he would steal basically from MCM, Gucci, but he was the hottest thing cracking. So he got in some issues with that and couldn't really do it, but God works in mysterious ways. he designed a particular garment that was his design, his pattern, his thought, right? Gucci remade it and didn't ask him. And then he went to Gucci and said, you know, this man's 70-something years old. Y'all took my design. I want, you know what I'm saying, my Harlem haberdashery to get back popping. And that's basically what happened to Dap. And I want to say this. That's rare in general, but for him to get his due, please, God, give it all to him now, because he had a big gap from the 80s to the 2019, 18 before he really saw his due. So, Renaldo?
I just tell people to do what they say. Don't talk about it. If you're going to support somebody, if a guy say, yo, my t-shirt cost $50, bro, I'm not going to ask you for no discount. I'm going to give the man his $50. You know what I'm saying? The same way, if your friend that's in this circle or anybody that's in here, just because you don't see a celebrity wear it, that doesn't mean that it's not high fashion. You get what I'm saying? So it's like everybody in here, put that same effort and live by what you say. If you say that you want to support and get these young designers to this pedestal, that's what I do. As a stylist for 15 years, I could say, in this room, I done put designers on celebrities and gave them the look of life. You get what I'm saying? And I could stand by that. And guess what? I gave the designers what they asked for, and I gave them the money and said, I support you, because if I didn't know you, I still would have brought it anyway. So it's just like, you just got to live by what you believe in and what you say. And I come from a different code, so if I believe in you, I'm going to rock with you either. And if you're sitting beside a Louis and your stuff is in the same store, if I like it, I'm going to buy yours first, I'm going to walk out. And that's what it has to be.
That's right. Well, we got to stop hating on each other.
And that's another thing. Ego's got to go out of the way.
This the problem. People, black and brown people, the biggest haters in the world. And until we support each other, like, is there a baby? Is there a whole baby in this motherfucker?
A couple of them. There's a couple of them.
Give me my baby. I thought I was hearing shit. I ain't see D-Map black ass. I ain't hear the baby. Your uncle curse. Your uncle curse. Don't you pay me. But I think the problem is, and the ultimate answer to your question is, we would be better off from a fashion standpoint if we supported each other. There's a lot of amazing designers in the world that just don't get half the chance because, oh no, I'm gonna go get that Balenciaga, I'm gonna go get that whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to have all of that. It's cool to but involve your community as well. Somebody got a mic? Aaron, your mom?
Hi, how is everybody doing? When you asked the question, you said, how does Virgil inspire Atlanta? Immediately my mind went to, how does Atlanta inspire Virgil? Because at the end of the day, I used to work at Louis Vuitton. I worked there for about 2 years. I'll call some people out. I've seen a couple of you guys in there.
You sold me some shit, boo?
No, you only work with, no, but anyway.
Get him.
He black.
You
He
too.
black. No, but I ain't working with Claude
But anyway,
no more.
anyway,
I ain't working with Claude no more.
Claude is like a total sweetheart.
And he loves Virgil, Jesus
yes,
Christ.
Yes, he does. So anyway, what I'm saying is we inspire the streets. Fashion. The streets inspire fashion. That happened even back from the 80s, even further than that. So, what I'm trying to say is Atlanta, Louis Vuitton is about to go to 2 stories, okay? This is before Virgil even got on. So it's not a coincidence that he has his exhibit here in Atlanta. Atlanta has the highest sales associate in the Louis Vuitton company in America. I'm probably saying too much, but and he's in menswear.
Yeah.
So if you go inside of Louis Vuitton or you go inside of a lot of those high-end stores, it's streetwear, it's hip-hop, it's black people. So streetwear is never going anywhere. Hip-hop is never going anywhere. Black people are never going anywhere. So it's just kind of preposterous to me the way he kind of said that. I just thought that was just real.
So to answer
irresponsible.
So to answer your question though, he has people that's from Atlanta around him. You got N. Connor. You got my brother Blue that's with 2 Chainz that just did the Virgil discount. You know what I'm saying? He has the South around him because we are everything from the back when James Brown and everybody stole his style. He is influenced because he's paying attention to Atlanta because people from Atlanta is telling him what is cool. Once you come to Atlanta, there is nowhere else in the world that like this. When you get off that plane, the energy that you feel here is never nowhere else ever in life. You know what I'm saying? So like even when I go to Paris on Tuesday to represent with Wish, they gonna know that I'm from
You gonna
Atlanta.
drop that in? I'm going to Paris.
Damn, you right.
I'm going over to Paris on
'Cause
Tuesday.
guess what? When they see me,
annoying.
they go know
You're
I'm
all
from Atlanta.
annoying.
And guess what? I'm wearing Atlanta designers the whole time. I got my whole outfit. I'm wearing raunchy the first day. I'm wearing all friends welcome the next day. I'm representing everybody that's from Atlanta. So when somebody watches, they see me walking, they're going to say, bro, where you? I'm from Atlanta. Well, I live in Atlanta, and that's where the best thing in the world is at. So if you want this, you got to come to Atlanta, come to Wish, and we're going to supply you, and then you go back home and you tell the world where you got it from. So trust me, it's going to be respected. That's why that Outkast mural is over there in little 5 points. You know what I'm saying? So he is respected, and he has that influence around him every day, trust me. So it's all right, little baby. We got you.
Hey,
Next question.
Kenny, there's one back here. How many more questions do you want to take?
I mean, I ain't got nowhere to go besides one.
About 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Okay.
All right, I appreciate y'all. What's going on? How y'all doing? I'm from South America, New York, and I've been in Atlanta for about 15 years. Atlanta for 15 years. All right,
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you. I ain't a Grady, baby.
Yes,
It's
sir.
all good. My question is, it's going to be a little off-putting, but Nipsey Hussle been getting that new legend, non-legend kind of status, but it's same thing for streetwear. I've been shopping at Motor 404 since it started, since before
Respect.
the new building.
Respect,
Been
Pat.
shopping at Wish. I'm trying to get some of that Coca-Cola, you know what I mean? I see you, Kenny Burns. But how can we give our flowers to the new streetwear, the new street legends? Because I'm definitely a consumer. A lot of what I got on has just been paid for on the regular. I ain't a designer. I ain't coming up. But how can we give our flowers to the new streetwear, the old streetwear, or the Atlanta streetwear as a whole?
I'd say go buy their whole collection out. Every time they do a pop-up, every time they drop something, go buy it.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Atlanta fashion is up for grabs. Atlanta streetwear is up for grabs. To your point, there's nobody leading the pack that everyone across the world has to have. I think it has to be supported locally before it can be supported worldwide. The efforts that everyone here, from Kwassi putting in his store, from Renaldo putting it in his store, from Skye just being fly. Like, I think you have to literally support it. And I don't know, to his point, yes, buy it, wear it, but at the end of the day, tell people about it. And and that's the only way we can grow and own fashion like we own music.
And I think that also this conversation is coming full circle because Ada has a whole pop-up experience where the clothes could be in her store. When they're in her store, you can buy them. And this is a cycle. So we have, literally in this room, we have the designers, we have the brick and mortar, we have the promoters, we have the fashionistas. Everybody is here. It's just about utilizing each other.
Come on, we got 3 more questions out here.
4.
That was 4? I thought I said 4.
I just added
How you
one.
doing?
What's up,
My
brother?
name is Amir.
What's up, Amir?
Amir. I got a clothing line called Amir James. And my question is, thank you, how do we develop a fashion house of our own to build that value for black designers? We got a gang of talent out here. How do we develop a fashion house of our own to cultivate the talent, to bring it up and through?
Yeah, I was about to say it's
Exactly
here.
what I just said, yeah.
Well, we said it a couple times. It's here, but brick and mortar is a smart way if you want a fashion house to build your own fashion house. I don't think that there's a guy by the name of Hideaki who does custom clothing, and I don't know if y'all know what he's doing, but he has 5 floors of awesomeness from lounges to bespoke areas to get fitted to play pool, watch TV. So I think you got to build it. You build it, they will come. Aaron? 2 more questions, and we're going to give closing comments so y'all can go see the exhibit.
Okay. My name's LaToya. I'm from North Carolina, and my question is for Skye.
Hey, girl.
What advice would you give to other young women trying to enter into a Caucasian or male-dominated field, such as fashion and set design? And how do you enter into some of these environments if you're not really sure where to begin at?
I've been waiting for that question. Thank you very much for asking. As the only woman on this panel right now, I would like to speak to my ladies. It is quite difficult, and it takes a lot of time and perseverance and thick skin, and that comes from being knocked down many times by many different situations. But if you know for a fact that whatever you're doing is exactly what God puts you on this earth for, there's literally nothing that anybody else can do to you. Like, you literally get knocked down and you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, like, well, what else would I be doing with my life? This is what the fuck I want to do, right? So you just keep on going. You can't stop. As it relates to being a woman in a male-dominated sector, so I'm a set designer. I build sets for music videos, photo shoots, TV shows, stuff. And I have been the only woman in situations many times. But sometimes that's my advantage. I can be the voice of reason in situations where there's a lot of male energy, and people look to me to be the voice of reason. So you just have to figure out how to use you and your talents to your advantage, and then figure out how to work the system. So what exactly do you want to do? Okay.
What you do?
I would love to get your contact, and I would love to bring you onto a set with me the next time I have something.
Look at God.
I love you, Skye. I would like to just say this, and I know I'm not a woman. You know, you could detect bad energy off the rip. And I think there's a lot of the times we think we're supposed to put up with some bullshit to get something. And I promise you that is not the way to go. And also, we tend to put our hopes in false prophets' hands. We tend to put ourselves in people's way that really don't want to do nothing but for themselves. And I've worked with everybody. And you could Google me and look at the pictures in the history, but I want to really share that 90% of these people wasn't trying to help me. I had to find a way. You're going to have to deal with something in life because there's shit around every corner. But you're going to have to be able to detect the bullshit quicker than before you get on your clothes. And I'm stressing this to y'all because I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs in here. And it's hard to go through life knowing that there's so many evil people and so many people that don't want to help you. But you have to know that you are one of one, and that you are necessary, and that you have a purpose on this earth. And you have to have that mindset when those doors get closed or those people aren't giving that helping hand up. And you have to be unapologetic about what you want. You have to. And also we'll get to the next talk where there's a difference between what you want and what you need, but go after what you want because you seem like you're in your early 20s.
I just want to add one more
the
thing.
The rest
to
will
that.
work itself out.
I just want to add one more thing to that. So you said interior and set design. So I've done both of those, interior for Club Daydreams and set design for Trap Music Museum and Motel 21 in Jadena. For having done both of those, people have told me to choose many, many times. They told me choose one thing and just put all of your energy into that, which is valid. But if you don't know which one you want to do, continue doing both. It's gonna make you tired, but that's fine. You're young. It's time for you to be tired. You can work. Do both until you figure out which one weighs heavier, and then choose. Don't let people tell you that. Don't let people limit you. because that's something that I wish someone would have told me when I was younger. So that's very important.
And if you work long enough, they'll pay you to be you. Trust me. We got.
Yes.
Right here, right here.
I'm sorry,
All right.
brother. I didn't mean to look you
That's
off.
all right,
I
it's all
can't
right.
see. They turn them goddamn lights.
Respect
back
to
there.
the whole panel up there, and
Thank you.
respect to my man right here, Track Star. I still remember those days, and Ken Byrne. But the retail model is about capital, brand awareness, and distribution, right? So where do you see Nipsey Marathon store fitting into that and being the distribution for some of these streetwear brands coming up if he's putting them into our neighborhoods? And the way I view it is kind of like the strip club. Where Future and the
Now you're
rest
paying
of these
attention, huh?
guys would bring their mixtapes and put it out there. So if you have these distribution outlets like a Nipsey store and others where local people can bring their stuff and market it into the streets, how do you see that working?
It's just like Wish, or it's just like we're talking about with these brick and mortar concepts. If you build a store and you want to have multiple, Armanier, there's a lot of them, social status. There are a lot of them that are popping up and actually what you're saying. As far as, sadly enough, the marathon thing, I think that's a phase. I don't know how long that would last as a distribution hub, but I do applaud Wish. I applaud Armanier, Motor 404, social stat. These are the hubs you're talking about, and they should be, just like Renaldo was just mentioning, the hubs for Atlanta streetwear culture, for streetwear culture in general. If you have an opportunity to present that, that's the distribution you're talking about. And I think it's happening. I think we should celebrate it more. I know my first trip is still to Wish for shoes. I go certain place for certain things. I go to Kwassi for certain. So, I think that as they grow, the model should grow, and there'll be more distribution opportunities for streetwear brands or brands in general.
And I could just say openly that I'm approachable to any brand. If it's amazing, I will present it, and especially the team of us at Wish, if we believe in it as well as that, because we're going to support everything that comes out of Atlanta, that anybody could pull up on me. You know what I'm saying? If you got a major dope brand and stuff, pull up on me, meet me outside in the back in the parking lot. And Wish, if we're going to talk about
stop
Atlanta.
inviting people to pull up on you. This is the A.
But it's an open door house that, and it's a family at Wish that we're open to anybody. If we feel like your business is in order, we're going to support that because it is a business, like you said. And if it's not in order, that's my responsibility to tell you, this is what you need to do. So then I can put it in Wish so we can support you to the world. And so like any brand out here, I openly say, feel free to come pull up on me. We have a conversation, have your line sheets and everything like that, because that's what Wish as a family we're going to do, is support Atlanta and take it to the world. Because we want everybody just to feel like if they need a brand, that they could come to Wish and get it only in Atlanta, because it is Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So, we support it, but just don't be scared, man. Just pull up, man. If it's amazing, I'm going to rock with it.
All right, we got one more question. We're going to close the remarks and get over to this. Can we get somebody on this side? I feel like we've been on that side.
Buddy in the back, though, Kenny, he been up there with the plaid. I seen his hands the whole time.
The light-skinned dude got the mic.
Okay.
Good evening. I appreciate y'all coming out. When I saw ATL Streetwear was going to be here tonight, I was like, I'm there, definitely. One thing, like they're saying, is obviously ATL, we have it. When I look at these brands, like on California, I see how many people in here got Vans. I know people got
Pull the
Vans
mic up
on.
closer to you, champ.
I know I got people got Vans on. I look at Brixton. I look at RVCA. I look at Levi's. I look at the California Republic. All those are California brands coming out of Orange County. And when I look at those brands, I say, what are they doing? They encapsulate, they capturing the surf culture, the skate culture. We have our culture, all right? And it's the music. So like they said, we got a lot of dope brands in Atlanta. Let's remain and stick together just like we've done in the music. But as we stick together, let's make sure we got our business tight. One thing for me is, when I'm looking at somebody like, the Rockefeller, Rock Nation and what they're doing with planes, they're looking for extra strategies. They want to remain some ownership. But what I'm also looking at is, we here. I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the room. There's a lot of brands in the room. But one question I haven't heard tonight was, obviously we get to a certain point and we're like, all right, I done spent this much money. I need a little push. Where's the investors at? Where's the venture capitalists at? I'm down. Raise your hands.
You down meaning you got the money or you looking for an investor?
I'm looking for an investor. And once again, I'm sorry, my name is Ant Mathis. I represent Atlanta Goods Company. And if it's possible, can y'all invite some of the investors, venture capitalists, and stand up here before we leave tonight?
Thank you, my brother. No, I'm going to tell y'all this, though, and to his point, money ain't hard to find. It's just where you looking for it. And I promise you, good brother, there's so many people with disposable income in Atlanta and that come through Atlanta. You know, I would plot and plan a little different. I would look, you know, I don't know if you know about Paul Judge, but he has an incubator on the tech side that he puts smack in the middle of the city. And they have, every month, they give away $100,000 to a business in tech. Figure out your app part of your clothing game, trick the system, get the bag, give me 10%.
Do we have time for one more question?
One more. Can Renaldo get the plaid guy? You said you saw somebody, Renaldo?
Yeah, I'm the plaid guy. Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Scott Freeze, Atlas Clothing, Six Feathers Clothing. I was born in Atlanta. Shout out. Just want to say, Renaldo, and dude, been following your career forever. Been going to Wish since they had the DJ booth up top. Moda 44, Ad Killer's like an old homie.
404.
Yep, 404. Kenny Burns, a specialist. Anyway, man, like, what I want to just say is how inspired I am, but what I'm seeing tonight, it's amazing to see this amount of people here engaging and seeing streetwear culture and just fashion culture in general in the city. I've been here so long, I've seen since it was super country and the shit wasn't popping. And even if you were white and you hung out with black people, people would like think you were crazy. And so I'm saying, you know, to see this and be part of this and watch what you guys are doing and see how you're pushing the culture and how long you've been doing it for. I've been messing with Wish and since I was a little boy, you know what I mean? And now I've come up in this thing and we're doing some things, we're making some moves finally, and it's nice to be part of this. And so what I wanted to stand up and say to everybody in this room is you're all part of this. And we have a real opportunity right now to really take Atlanta to the next level, and I see it happening. And it's so inspiring. It opens my heart, it opens my mind, and I'm so honored to be part of this. And I wanted to tell the people on the stage, I've been watching y'all for a long time, and it's so nice to see you on that stage. It's so nice to have this conversation.
I want to wear your shit.
Yo, bro, I'm going to send you a bunch of that shit.
I want to buy it.
Yo, pull up on me tomorrow. How about that?
I want to buy it.
Yo,
my
go guys.
to Zesto's.
I got you.
Varsity.
We got a studio down the road. I got y'all. But like straight up, like I have honor in what you've done and what you're doing, and it really has come a long way. And it's an honor also to be here at this growth in the city. And everybody in this room who's part of this and pushing, like, don't be discouraged. I can't tell you how many times I've been hungry and just kept going despite everybody said that's not going to work. And now we're at a moment when it's going to work. The music popped, the film popped, and now it's our turn to pop. And so thank you for what you've done in the community, and you guys rock.
Thank you.
I'm not editing that out. That's
Hold on,
staying.
That was great.
Hold on. This is crazy, y'all. I pay attention to everything. You remember that one artist that I told you that inspired me, coming from Miami? He's right here to the right of me. I seen him. Hey, Gib.
Respect.
Oh, Gib, you was in there all the time.
Yo.
The mutants in the building.
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
You
Gib.
inspired the whole fashion game for me for a young man out of the South. I'll tell you that already.
Hold on, can
Yes,
you put
sir.
that image on the screen from Wish, from the back of Wish? So we're gonna give our closing remarks, guys. Again, the image of you there. Just leave that right there.
This is my parking space every day, so don't curse me out if I'm parked in. Y'all want to take a picture, okay?
Move your shit, Renaldo. They want the picture, not your Tesla. So we're gonna do closing remarks, starting with Renaldo coming down, and then we're gonna go upstairs and check out this exhibit if you haven't seen it.
I don't have too much to say, but Atlanta, you know, thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I want to be half of Wish. We opening it back up February. We got some amazing stuff that's about to change and push the culture of Atlanta to the sky. All I'm gonna say is the boss lady Julie gonna be mad at me, but we building the baddest motherfucking store in Atlanta. The shit is gonna be incredible. I promise you, I'm gonna go broke because all my money gonna go back in the store. But y'all have a home to come to. It's gonna be an experience, man. And like, feel free, man. Our staff is amazing. Justin Malachi, you know what I'm saying? Ladies, you know, we have an amazing photographer named Nikon P. So guess what? If y'all want to come model for us, we support it. If you want to get your model on, you have a home. You know what I'm saying? Wish is there, man, and we supporting everything Atlanta. So just come pull up on her. You know, I'll sit outside with you in the back, you know. Go to Zesto's or something, but thank you.
I just want to say thank you so much for coming and spending your time to listen to us ramble for the past hour and a half. Thank you for being a part of this conversation with us and pushing this culture forward. And from a personal note, thank you, Atlanta, for welcoming me. I've been here for 13 years, and I truly became a woman at this city, and my business grew here. Shout out to the Trap Music Museum. I see y'all back there.
James back there.
Oh,
I see y'all. That's it.
Yes, indeed. Thank you again, Atlanta, for coming out tonight. This is a big deal, and I hope that we continue to actually have these type of panels so we can have some input and also some feedback from you guys. And I wouldn't be in business for you guys for 15 years, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Fila, forever I love Atlanta.
Oh, that was hard.
Shout out to Aaron,
I like the
too.
way you ended that, player.
You hear me?
Peace, peace, peace.
So can y'all stand up with me on my last one? First of all, I want to give a shout out to these beautiful human beings for joining me on this panel. I do want to say this. It's okay to hold your superheroes accountable. It's okay to ask questions, and it's okay to have discussion, because see, the only way we can fortify our community is if we have conversation. We cannot point fingers, we cannot blame. We can hold people accountable though. So please, if you're going to join us in the hallway, we'll say hi and take pictures and do all that. Aaron, are we gonna go straight over? Is everybody getting in free?
Shout out to Aaron and Yenna.
Oh yeah, Aaron and Yemma.
Yeah, Yemma. Oh, and it's a discount too. We all know we love discounts, right?
I thought it was free. I ain't gonna hold y'all hostage.
No, how much?
Yemma, thank you. Give it up for Yemma right here. Stand up, say hi, Yemma. And that's Aaron over there.
Everybody gets in for free. There's a discount at the shop, 20% off. So buy your face off.
So buy.
Everything is free.
Peace.
All the coffee table books, all the shirt. No, God bless y'all. We'll see y'all upstairs.